Hello, everyone. This is Patient Thoughts, and I'm here today to talk about whatever I want to talk about. And I want to talk about race, and particularly, I want to start off my channel by my first episode, you can say, by talking about why am I interested in race, and why particularly am I interested in things that affect the Black, or you could say the African American or Black American community. Um, Right now, I'm taking an anthropology class. And if you all don't know, anthropology is the study of humans and their immediate ancestors. And a recent question that was brought up was, why are minorities interested in minority issues? Why why in general, may they invest so much time in it? And I replied to that question by saying that minorities are interested in minority issues because oftentimes, if not all the time, according to their history in whatever society that they may live in, that is how they are looked at as minorities. Um, the the history lesson is about how has society treated a particular minority? How has society what rights have these minorities been given? That's why many minorities are interested in minority issues, and it's because that's how that's what they've learned in their history lessons, what they should be concerned about, and what is their history. Um, we can look at the United States Constitution, and in the Constitution, I believe that it says that we are to protect the minority. I believe that's exactly why actually we have a Republican sort of government. I don't mean that in the terms of Republican Party. I'm saying we actually have a Republican sort of government which protects the minority. Now, of course, that is in terms of political views, yes, but again, it shows how the minority is split off from the general population, and it has its own sort of issues. How the government itself looks at the minority as having its own sort of issues, its own sort of problems, and its own sort of solutions. And the solution in the United States is to try to protect that minority. And again, it's in terms of political views, but when you think about it, race is a political sort of institution. It's a social class. It's not a biological thing at all. Race is not biological. And the reason why I say that is because, one, if you go to different countries across the world, you will find out that race means different things. Even if you go to another country, you may be considered a different race. And two, because the truth is, if, let's say, Asian Kim was considered black by the people in power in the United States, whoever the people in power may be, I don't know at all. But again, if she was considered black, again, Asian Kim, she would be just as black as anyone else as any other black person in the United States. And that's the truth. It's the truth because when we see, let's say, biracial people of different backgrounds who may have a black mother, white father, white mother, Asian dad, whatever, they often face a crisis of trying to figure out who they are. People often want them to choose a side. And that says a lot. If they look black, guess what? They're black, despite the fact that, hey, their mom may be white. If they look Asian, they're Asian, despite the fact that their dad may be black. I mean, let's look at Kimora Lee Simmons. Yeah, she's black and she's Asian, but that woman looks straight up Asian to me, right? And often in society, she's looked at as an Asian woman. Again, she is biracial, and I do believe that she does consider herself as an Asian and a black woman. She doesn't disregard any sort of race. But again, it comes down to society and what society considers you to be. And that's why many biracial children have such a hard time. So let's not get caught up into what race is. Race is something that we can't define, actually, even though I did try to define it minutes ago. It's just something that we know when we see it. We know what black looks like when we see it. We know what Asian looks like when we see it. We know what white looks like when we see it. What Latino looks like when we see it. But those perceptions, again, are different among different people. And again, people are interested in these things because often this is what their history has been about. And it's hard to let go of that history. And to be honest, I have no shame in saying that I'm interested in issues that affect minorities. Particularly, I'm interested in issues that affect African Americans. I have no shame in that at all. And in this political correct world, people are trying to say that I and other people who are interested in these things are racist. We're not racist at all. We're just people who are interested in what's going on in our community. And true, maybe if we wouldn't look at things and if we wouldn't look at the fact that race exists, maybe that will go away. But you know what? It's not going away anytime soon. And it's a fight to say that we aren't a part of that and that we shouldn't look at it in that way. There are issues that need to be addressed. Issues that need to be addressed in terms of race and in terms of religion, in terms of class, economical class. Another thing that people like to say is diversity. That diversity is wrong, is bad, because again, it focuses on the differences. And to me, this is the most hypocritical statement that someone can say, because often this person often says, oh, America is so great because we have so many different people in this world. Well, if we have so many different people in this world, in this country, the United States is not the world, it's the country. If we have so many different people in the United States, then what's wrong with looking at certain groups? These people are often people who don't want to acknowledge this fact. A hypocritical statement when we as Americans say that we should ignore race and we should ignore the differences in culture, because the reality is our history has been built on that difference. So we would totally be ignoring that history. We will be basically trying to dismiss it, and that's not right. And what I really want people to understand is that just because someone may take pride or may be interested in a certain ethnic group, it does not mean that they are racist. It does not mean that they do not care for other people. It just means that they're just interested in this sort of culture.